first question today, lead-off question, is in the name of Assembly Member Jones, asking, will the cost of the new bus for London push up bus fares?
And just say that the answer is obviously absolutely not, and fares decisions will be taken in due course. There's still discussions going on with government about some of the abatements, some of the improvements that we could see in rail fares in particular. But on the new bus for London, let's be absolutely clear that this is a fantastic piece of British technology that over the lifetime of its operation will actually be cheaper to run, not just than a current diesel bus, but cheaper also than the existing hybrid models. And that therefore it represents very good value for money, very good value for Londoners, and it's a fantastic project which we intend to develop.
I think that's not quite answering the question, but I will move on. If you're so confident, Mr. Mayor, and I want you to answer, I don't want Peter Hendy to answer the questions. I know he knows the answers, all right? I want you to answer.
I'm going to answer all your questions, Jenny.
Will you publish a report showing all the facts and figures before and after, so that we, the Assembly, can properly assess whether or not your new bus has been value for money, and whether it's put up bus fares?
Yeah, of course, it'll all be very clear in the business plan, in the budget, and it is quite an amazing project. And I think it would be very, very sad if people continue to crack on as they bang on as they currently are about cancelling this programme. I mean, just because I have heard some sort of muttering from the Labour ranks saying the first thing they're going to do is to if per impossibly there were to be a Labour mayor in this city or a Green-backed mayor.
That is not the thrust of my question. I couldn't care less what the Labour group is saying, nor what a future Labour mayor might say. Can I ask you then, Mr. Mayor, can you not see a link between the rising bus fares?
No, I've answered that. I think you weren't listening, Jane.
If I may finish my question. The rising fares, the falling in bus ridership, and the increasing in car use. Can you see any sort of link between that? The fact that it's becoming more economic to use your car than it is to travel on the bus now?
No, we don't see any such correlations. To the best of my knowledge, ridership has been very, very strong on all modes, both on the tube and on buses throughout the recession. It's been remarkably resilient. Peter, do you want to comment on that?
But bus ridership has actually fallen by 0.4% for the first time since 1998.
Well, no, I mean there are seasonal fluctuations. People make. I think what you're referring to is people taking advantage of different ticket offers to.
No, it's nothing to do with ticketing. It is about prices of ticketing, obviously, but no, this is about actual bus ridership has fallen for the first time.
To answer the question about ridership.
No, I don't want you to answer, Peter. Thank you so much. This is a political question. I know you know the answer. I want the Mayor to answer.
Well, a completely sort of fatuous way to conduct proceedings. I think if Peter has something useful to contribute about your distress on a temporary 0.4%
you answer. The fact is, since you were elected in 2008, bus ridership has been flatlining, and it's finally shown
No, it hasn't.
a fall.
That's not true.
Well, it has.
It's actually been going up continuously, and that is in spite of a very adverse economic circumstances. This is one of the reasons why we've maintained a full bus service in London, and I think we've got a record in the fall. I can remember we've got about 8,300 buses on the streets.
I'm sorry, you're closing your eyes to facts and figures. I'm sure you know that the average rise in all TfL fares over the 4 years during your first term of office was 25%. Now that's a massive, massive rise. And then, of course, inflation was only 14%. So you were way over inflation. So you have pushed up the fares, which has resulted in bus ridership flatlining and now going down. Provisional figures from TfL say that, in fact, car use car journeys in London show a rise. That means
all
everything's
modes
going in the wrong direction.
No, all modes of transport show a rise, and that is because of the buoyant situation in the London transport market. People need to get around. I think all the people who said people are going to stay at home are completely wrong. And actually, to the best of my recollection, the use of cars in London over the last 10 years has declined quite sharply. So I think I seem to remember a figure of about 20% or so.
No, I think, there was a drop of 10%, not 20%, 10% in the last 13 years. But as I said, TfL provisional figures for last year show that there's a rise. Do you not have those figures in front of you?
I don't have those figures in front of you because you asked about bus fares, Jenny.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, but it's all linked, Mr. Mayor. If you push up fares, you're going to reduce the number of people who can afford to pay, and then it becomes more economic to use cars, which is a disaster for London. We don't need more cars on the road. I'm sure even you would agree with that.
Well, we are, as I say, we've seen throughout the throughout the period of my mayoral, and I continually interrogate TfL about this, we're seeing strong demand in both the tube and the buses, and a continuous increase in demand for transport of all kinds.
Well, I think we're not getting anywhere. The real problem is that we can't judge it because we don't have enough figures. So I'm very pleased that you say you will publish a report on the before and after costs so that we can assess this. Thank you.
I'm very happy to make sure that you have the figures, Jenny, but what you're seeing is an extraordinary success by TfL in managing a buoyant demand in our city. And yes, you are going to see occasional fluctuations up and down in demand for ridership on various modes, but overall the story is of extraordinarily strong demand and a mass transit system that is meeting that demand very, very well indeed.
See, my problem with the buses, it's actually extremely expensive. And, you put up bus fares by 1%, that generates 10 million. It hardly covers the cost of all the expenses on the bus. So what you're actually doing, you have to charge more in fares to pay for your roastmaster.
That's absolute... Jenny, I thought you said you just abandoned that line of interrogation. Because that's complete nonsense.
You just irritated me into coming back at you.
Well, I think you need to be a little bit consistent in your approach. It's simply not true. The bus, as I said at the beginning, is, to answer the question that you've raised, the bus represents extraordinarily good value, and if it is seriously proposed to cancel it, and I've seen various members of the Assembly saying that that's what they would like to do, I can absolutely assure them and assure Londoners all they would be achieving is to get rid of a fantastic new British brand with cutting-edge technology. They do nothing to improve air quality in our city, and they do absolutely nothing to cut fares for passengers in London. And all they would do, in fact, is put people in Britain out of a job. And I really don't think...
Do you know what? That is such complete nonsense. History is going to prove you wrong. History is going to show that this was a vanity project that you got into because you made stupid pre-election promises when you knew nothing about the situation of transport in London.
What it will show the grief and distress of the Green and the Left, that we've actually produced a product that is very popular, that is successful, that delivers fantastic results on in terms of its outputs, its pollution outputs and its CO2. And that represents a cutting-edge piece of British technology and design, and that is a benchmark of quality, and something that is pushing on design and technology in the bus industry.
We'll just have to differ on that. Thank you very much.
Well, I think we will. Yeah.
Thank you, Assembly Member